Greetings, Pilgrims, to episode 34 of the Polygon Pilgrimage. Today we are going to be troubleshooting some UVs. So I wanted to show you, this is the trim model that I know you've seen quite a bit, but I was working on unwrapping and doing the texture. I'll show you the texture here real quick. So it's coming right along, and then I noticed some weirdness, some areas in here that just look really off, and I was wondering, well, what the heck happened? Everything was going so well. Especially these corner pieces are where it really started to manifest. Now, the UVs on this side, which looks perfectly fine, are mirrored on this side because obviously it's a corner piece, the two sides are the same. But I did a little bit of investigating, and as I started to look at the texture and really sort of study the distortion, I started to understand what was going on here. So let me step you through exactly my thought process and what happened, and together we're going to learn how to fix some really strange behavior. Okay, so first up, I go in and edit my UVs and take a look around. And as you can see, here they all are. And I have some that I've moved up here as duplicates that are for the mirroring texture. So I was looking at them thinking, well, there's nothing wrong with these. These two should be identical to one another. There's that one. And this other one here, I've moved it for the example, but it was directly over top of this and just mirrored once up on the axis. So I thought, okay, well, something happened, but I can easily fix it. Let's go in here and select all these. Do an edit copy. Now I don't know if a lot of you know about this, but you can perfectly mirror shells that have the exact same vertex count on top of one another by doing the edit copy from the destination and paste on the object you want to be moved. There. Now they're directly over top of one another. And it looks like from here that it fixed it. So let's go ahead and render and take a look. And here we go. And no, it's not fixed. What happened? Well, when I started to look at the texture, like I said, study the distortion, it appears that my details here, these little flowery things, are stretched horizontally here when they should be vertical here. So I thought, oh, okay, something is wrong there. So let's select all these again, and I'm going to move them over here. And after lots of trying this multiple times, I thought to myself, okay, let's go ahead and break these pieces apart and really start to study what's going on here. Maybe we can figure out the mystery. And even as I started to do this, I see these highlights, I believe they're blue or purple highlights here. That will tell you where the edges are expecting to connect based upon the geometry. So right there, that started to give me some clues as to what was going on. Now, once I get these all apart, I go ahead and select the edges, and I just start investigating by saying, where do you think you should be connected? And he wants to go here. So that's when I selected this one and said, hey, where do you go? And he goes, I don't have a partner. And I look over here at the model, and he's right. He's over here right on the edge. So the order in which it looks like in the UV editor is not the order in which it's physically constructed. Somehow it got all messed up. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but this is the process. Is I looked at it piece by piece and started to understand. I say, okay, you two should be connected. So let me go ahead and do a stitch selected. There we are. Okay. And then I just keep going. I say, where should you be? Okay, you guys are partners. There we go. Stitch selected. And it looks ugly at first. And granted, and it should, because it was all messed up and we didn't know. We thought everything was fine because it looked good in the UV editor. That's why you double check your work. You make sure you understand how it should be behaving. Look at that. These are way off. Stitch selected. There we go. And it's going to look crazy at first, but we're getting it right, and that's the most important part. So let's move these over. And as you can see, these two ends want to be connected. So let's go ahead and do that. Stitch selected. Now, if I select all of these guys, and let's throw some relaxing on there, so we can get this guy a little bit more smoothed out, so we can start to see more of what his shape should be. There we go. And look, now it looks just like the original, doesn't it? If I rotate it around, and if I mirror it this way. Now I'm going to do a quick and dirty here just to kind of show you. Let's rotate that guy into place. I need to turn this off so I can rotate this in minuscule amounts. There we are. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of put him roughly in place here. And you will see that it's going to look a lot better. It's not going to look perfect, obviously, because it's not right. But let's render that. And there we go. It's looking a lot better right now because now it's in the right physical order as well as in the right order in the UV editor. So let me go ahead and show you something else that I found out while I was looking around this texture, and we're going to look at this guy here, this little end piece. Alright, so for this end piece here, as I was now thoroughly checking everything, I happened to see that things are not lining up well here on the end, and I really wanted them to line up well. So I started to look into it, and I asked around, and some of my 3D friends, thank you very much guys, were telling me, oh, well, here's the problem, is in your UVs here, your physical structure does not allow for a uniform distortion of pixels based upon this small surface area. So the solution here was actually to drop back out of editing. Sorry, Unreal Ed. I've been doing lots of things at once, as you can tell. And I had to add some geometry. Now, once again, I'm going to click this box for Preserve UVs. That way I can keep all the hard work I've already done, and we're going to add some more to it. So what I need to do is cut across here. And here's a little trick, is I just cut across, and I just need to make it get to the end here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Come on. Give me something. There we go. I'll take it. And I'm going to select this guy, go into my Move tool, bring up my transform and say copy the Z, and I'll paste the Z on top of this guy. Bam. Now he's perfectly level with that. Now that goes straight across. Now I'm starting to get more quad-like sections here, which in this instance, for this case, happens to help the UVs kind of straighten themselves out. So I'm going to do the same thing again here. Oh, it didn't take. Click too quickly. It's a little slow for me because of the rendering process of the videos in the background. So let's copy that. We're going to paste that here. And there we go. Now it's still going to require a little bit of tweaking as far as moving some points around here. Like this guy should technically be on the same level as him. So more like that. And it did require some moving of points around. These had to come down a little bit. I've already done this in a separate file that I'm going to show you in a moment. But just as a quick example here, these are the kinds of changes that needed to be made. And when I did all this, I'll just do it quickly here. There you go. You'll see that we get a much better result already, and it's not even done yet. But yeah, see, it's a little messed up here. They need to go at a different angle, but this is lining up much better. These are getting closer. We're getting there. The process is continuing. Okay guys, so here's all the UVs fixed. I wanted to show you how it turned out. It's quite nice actually. And what I wanted to do was leave you guys with this final thought, kind of the point of today's episode, if you will, is never be afraid to dig in and find out why something isn't working. I know it might seem like an obvious thing to say, but if you understand the root cause and sort of the technical aspects of why things happen, especially in game art, then you will be able to recognize it in the future, and eventually you'll see the problems before they even exist, and you'll be able to help other people as well, and then we all do better work in general. And I think it's a wonderful thing to really sit back and say, I'm not going to let this problem defeat me. I'm going to really kind of pull it apart piece by piece and really understand, because now I have this render here which most people might think, okay, that looks okay, but you could do more. Of course I can, but I'm really proud of where I've come so far. I was in a rut. I had some real troubles. It wasn't working, and I spent probably 2 hours, but I didn't give up. I kept working at it, and I fixed it, and now it looks great, and now I'm really proud of it. So keep at it. You guys are doing well. Always just practice, practice, practice. Put that mileage on your work, and it will get there, and you will get better, and we're all going to be awesome artists. So I hope you've really enjoyed today's episode. Please enjoy the quote at the bottom of the page, and I will see you next time as the pilgrimage continues.